Welcome to SciTech Culture with Steve Kern and Ben Warner, where we examine science, technology, and culture in the 21st century. Visit our website at scitechculture.com. Hello and welcome to SciTech Culture. My name's Ben Warner and I'm joined by my good friend and colleague Steve Kern to talk about a rather perplexing topic where I guess social interaction meets technology. And I guess, Steve, we'll start off with we've heard about this, but I guess where it crystallized it for me was watching that Netflix series Hot Girls Wanted, where one of the episodes in particular caught my attention, which was about this 40-year-old guy that was running around using Tinder and his interactions with women and the, I guess, effects of using the technology to do dating in the way he was. And it wasn't hard to extrapolate that this must be happening everywhere now, and what this actually means for like an actual proper sustained relationship that people, I guess, want to still sort of ultimately have at the end of the day. But just to, nail it down very succinctly as much as I can, the issue that I thought that was, exemplified in that episode was that this guy would go on Tinder, he would have unlimited options. Obviously, he'd make connections with some women, but then the minute he had any sort of disagreement with them or encountered any sort of issue, no matter how minor it was, he would break up with them over text message and then swipe left or right or whichever way you do it and move on to the next girl. And that to me is, I think, something new that the technology has inadvertently introduced into the environment that is obviously detrimental to how relationships are supposed to work, because if you're having an emotional connection with another human being here, there are consequences to the interactions that you have. And the fact that he was, basically at certain points in the episode when we were following it, saying, "Yeah, but I explained it all in a text message. What's your problem?" What do you think about that dynamic, Steve?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I guess online sort of dating's been around for probably about 20 years now, and it's gone through various incarnations. I sometimes wonder really how different, say, eHarmony is to Tinder. I mean, obviously, it's very different if you look at it in its how instant it is and the sort of user experience. I mean, Tinder is Uber compared to eHarmony being a normal cab service.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, I haven't used any of these apps myself, but I lived with a guy a number of years ago who was very big on the sort of eHarmony style dating sort of systems. And interestingly, he saw a lot of people and he got to the bottom of the pool pretty quickly until he started meeting the same people again.
Yeah.
I just wonder, Tinder can't be infinite. People might treat it infinitely, which is a whole nother thing, but I don't think it can be infinite because there can only be a finite number of people in a geographical area.
I guess it depends on how big the city is that you're in.
Well, that's right. If you're in a really big city, then I guess it might seem limitless. But the thing that I've been thinking about in terms of this, which might be different, say, to eHarmony, is that it must also attract a similar sort of person. So what Tinder will do is shift everyone who believes in an instant fix to the same location. And they're all there getting an instant fix, which, as you point out, means that that's a pretty unusual scenario, or it's
I think
unusual pairing. It makes it for a very disposable, instant and quick.
I think that's what I think differentiates, say, something like Tinder from a site like eHarmony, is just that because it's that instant. I know eHarmony is sort of instant in a sense, but it's not as instant as what something like Tinder is. And this is, I think, one of the questions that this documentary raised, was that You could get people that you're going to get the people that are, there for the instant gratification, so to speak. But there's also another component that they are looking, there are people that are looking for something more long term, but because of the nature of the platform actually changes the way they interact from that. So it's not that they go in there with the thought of being instant. It's just that because it opens their world up to being instant, that then they end up changing. And I think that was one of the issues that was at the core of this guy in this episode that we were watching, that I think he went down that path in the end. That maybe he didn't start there, but that's where he ended up.
Well, that's digital disruption for you. I mean, they've made an experience for him that changes his personality.
Yeah, but and then what happens for the broader society if that sort of crap starts happening?
if that starts becoming the norm, then that starts becoming the norm, and I guess we'll all benefit from that situation in the future. It doesn't sound particularly good.
No.
For a whole lot of angles, everything from health through to physical health, mental health, all sorts of things. It's yes, but that's the world we're living in. I don't know what else to say. I thought it would have ended up here 20 years ago.
I guess like any social media, I guess, and we've spoken about this before, Facebook, Twitter, etc. They encourage the same sort of problem in that it removes that sort of longer term, deeper thinking from the way you do things, because everything is designed to be instant. You post a photo and you're there for the next a lot of people are there for the next 5 minutes, seeing how many likes it generates, how many people are commenting. If nobody likes it, nobody comments on it, then does that mean what you just posted is crap and nobody likes it? And does that put you down? This is like another extension of that in the Tinder universe, in that it's the same type of thinking, the same type of process, and it's just, I just think it's all very concerning. It's like we got all this stuff, and it's great when used properly, but we didn't get any sort of instruction manual with it, and there wasn't one when it came out of the box.
Well, I'm just wondering if on Tinder then there's the same number of trolls and catfish as you find on social media. It must be an awful place if that's the case.
Yeah, well, I'm sure it's a minefield at any rate.
but at least if it's all trolls and they're getting together, then maybe they just deserve each other.
Yeah, that's right. All right, Steve, we might wrap it up there. If you're a troll on Tinder or a catfish or something like that, why don't you send us a shout out or something through social media and let us know? Yeah, absolutely. It'll make our lives more interesting. All right, so don't forget our website, SciTechCulture.com. You can get all of our links and content there. Subscribe to our channels, etc. I hope you enjoy everything you see there. Don't forget. Don't forget also that we're going to keep continuing doing these episodes. We've done a couple of back-to-back ones today for something different, and we may look to do that in the future. So we'll just keep producing and seeing what we come up with. All right, so that's it for this episode. We'll catch you next time.